question. I would not point to Florida as fraud necessarily. I mean, are there isolated instances? I'm sure there are. What I think about when I think about Florida is, wow, that was really close. It points to the fact that every vote counts. And flash forward to 2012, Florida has found 53,000 dead people on their rolls. They are dealing with the situation of having non-citizens being registered to vote and who are voting. But there's now friction between the state of Florida and our Department of Justice to be able to maintain the rolls. The state of Florida is trying to clean up the rolls. The Department of Justice is saying, no, you can't do that. And so in that context, when you look back and you think about what happened in 2000, where it was decided by just a handful over 500, and now you've got 53,000 dead people that they can't remove. Why should any of us be surprised if there's a problem when we can't even start with a good data set?
Florida wanted to throw, I think, 5,000 or 10,000 people off the road, and then when they checked, it was, I think, 270 people that were really a problem. So, disenfranchising 10,000 people and then only finding 270 people, I'm actually more concerned about the 9,730 people.
Right. Right, and I completely understand what you're saying. However, the process, regrettably, as it's oftentimes reported as a disenfranchising of people, is entirely inaccurate. What the process actually is, and this is very, very, very important, because this is really, this should be something that we should all be able to feel good about. However you look at it, everybody who's eligible to vote should have that opportunity. The process is, if the state of Florida, based upon the data that they have access to, have determined or have reason to believe, substantial reason to believe, that in the instance that you pointed out, that a non-citizen is on the roll, because that's the number you were talking about. And right now, they believe that there could be up to an estimated 180,000 non-citizens on the roll. Why that is a whole different series of questions, which leads to a whole different level of weaknesses in other problems. But they've just started to go through them. They've gone through, I think, if you're saying 9,000 or 10,000, the number I was most recently in touch with was about 2,700 is what they'd actually gone through. And the process is, once they're identified, they send them mail or some kind of correspondence, and they say, is this you? Do we have this right? Are you a citizen? Are you not? And that would only be coming to them because there is indication within the system that exists in Florida that they are not citizens. So it's not just a wild, we're just going to go after everybody. There are substantiated reasons. If the card comes back, or if the communication comes back, no, I'm a citizen, great, okay, no problem. If there is clear indication that they are not citizens, and that's coming back too, then they are removed from the roll. But this thought that they are just blindly purging people and, if you don't hear from us, you're off the rolls, that's not the case. And further to the point, in America, even if you come into the polls and you're not registered, you will always still be able to cast a ballot, what's called a provisional ballot. So there is absolute zero reason that anybody would be blindly thrown off a roll. But unfortunately, that feeds into the very heated rhetoric that we see now when you've got camps trying to mobilize one against the other.